Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I've taken a walk up the mountain trail here at Port Stephens and am close to the summit of Mount Tomaree. And for me, this is a major breakthrough because I had an accident about 6 months ago which injured my knee, and today for me was the test to see if I could walk using alternate feet up a number of stairs, a number of steps, and I'm proud and pleased to say that I'm progressing, getting better step by step. It hasn't been a huge dramatic improvement, but a slow improvement over time. So what I'd love to do on this occasion is to go through a book, and the book that I've selected for today's episode is entitled Ultralearning: How to Master Hard Skills, Outsmart the Competition, and Accelerate Your Career and Personal Growth. This book was published on the 6th of August 2019 by an author named Scott Young. And this book provides a framework for mastering complex skills efficiently and, more importantly, effectively. The book outlines a number of principles and strategies for deep, self-directed learning, offering tools to achieve ambitious learning goals. So let's see what we can take from this book, what we can learn, what we can incorporate into our inventory of skills, knowledge, wisdom, and potential power. And most importantly, things that we can use and things that we can pass on to our friends and family and anybody else who is interested in learning the art of learning, which is simply the ability to attach the unknown to what you know. And the more you learn, the more you know, you're more capable of adding to that and growing. So it's all about building a base, adding some hooks to that base, and then incrementally adding to your knowledge. So the first key message to come from this book is where the author talks about self-directed learning as being the key. Taking control of your learning process allows you to tailor your approach, focus on what matters most, and achieve the results that you desire. It's all about focus, and the message from this author is that you need to focus intensely. Deep, uninterrupted focus accelerates skill acquisition. You need, of course, to minimize distractions and create an environment that is conducive to this concentrated effort. The author also talks about prioritizing direct practice. Spend the majority of your time practicing the specific skill that you want to master. real-world application is more effective than passive learning. The author goes on to talk about something which is called meta-learning, and we are called upon to embrace this meta-learning. So before diving in, it's important to understand the skill you're learning, break it down into sub-skills, and identify the most effective methods for mastering each sub-skill. We are called upon here, and the call to action is, of course, to experiment and iterate. Trial and error help refine your approach. Don't be afraid to experiment with different techniques to find what works best for you. Another key learning, and a powerful one at that, is where the author here talks about the importance of tackling the difficult concepts first. The call here once again is to focus on mastering the hardest elements of a skill as early on as possible, because this approach helps build a strong and firm foundation and makes subsequent learning much easier. We mustn't shy away from feedback, and we need to use, according to this author, feedback effectively. And what the author here is saying is to use your feedback and to seek constructive feedback as regularly as possible to help identify potential weaknesses and allow you to adjust and to fine-tune your strategy. It's important, once again, to understand that not all feedback is the same. The key here is to use and to seek and to leverage constructive criticism, which is essential and the basis of continual improvement. Another point that the author makes here is the importance of spaced repetition. You need to review the material or practice the skill to do the drills over increasing intervals to reinforce the knowledge and to ensure long-term retention and automatic application without having to think about it. Another point that comes from this author is where they talk about leveraging multiple resources. And I guess living in this digital age, we have access to multiple resources, and some of the resources that the authors here talk about is to review material and to combine diverse sources such as books, videos, podcasts, online courses, and virtual mentors to gain varied perspectives and help deepen your understanding. And the last key message from this author is that you need to stay committed and curious, because ultra learning requires discipline and a genuine desire to learn. Cultivate and curate intrinsic motivation and remain curious about your subject. Ultra learning inspires readers to push boundaries and master skills at an accelerated pace. And hopefully By adopting these strategies, individuals can stay competitive, achieve personal goals, and unlock new opportunities in their careers and personal lives. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. We're actually doing it the other way around today. It's 5 p.m. and we're just about to enjoy this most magnificent sunset from the peak here at Mount Tomaree up in Port Stephens. It is peaceful and it is absolutely perfect. Winter in Australia at its very, very best. Take care everybody, yassas, and bye for now.